I'm pretty sure you can hear me now. Okay, let me.
Yay! We're
All right,
live.
cool.
Hello, everybody. I'm
Okay, cool. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Say hey when you're hopping on. Let me know you're here. Hashtag replay if you are watching the replay. Let's go live. We're doing the things that we need to be doing. If you are here, I want you to take a deep breath. You made it through another day. You're here. Whether you are, it doesn't matter what end of the spectrum you're on, really. It really doesn't matter because comparison is a lie and growth is possible and inevitable for those who try, for those who put the effort and time and energy into learning how to change and transform and evolve on a nervous system, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual level. Can you guys hear me now? Give me some hearts, or just let me know in the comments if you can hear me. I just went live and then Kat told me, thanks, Kat. I forgot to change the mic over to my computer, so it was trying to use another mic that I don't have right now because it is in San Francisco. So I just want you to like take all the energy that you've had in your head and all the energy you've had in your heart and all the energy you've had in your body, and I want you to push it down into the earth. Just give it to the earth right now. Like, just for a moment, I want you to ease up your attention and your attachment to whatever is going on in your life right now. Like, whatever problem that you have, and some of us got more problems than others, which is totally okay. We don't all start at the same spot, y'all. This is something I really had to learn to accept because I was constantly comparing myself to people who did not have the same life experiences that I had. They just didn't have them. And a part of me was resentful and angry at the world for giving me problems that were really hard to solve, that I had to work really, really hard inside myself to solve them. And that part of me that was resentful was keeping me there. It was keeping me in victim, and it was keeping me in entrapment. I was trapping myself in oppressive cycles of the past, thinking like this is the only way that life has ever been for me, so this is the only way life can be for me. And like, I know life is heavy, y'all. Like, it's heavy. And I don't want any of us to deny that heaviness that we feel sometimes. Whether your personal life is heavy or not, I'm not one of those fake love and light people. I don't believe that, like, oh, every spiritual life coach is just perfect, or, oh, I have these tools, so my life is great. Everyone has problems. The world has problems, and some people's problems are cuter and lighter than your problems, and some of your problems are a lot cuter and lighter than other people's problems. I think the first thing in an identity shift that has to happen is you have to release the victim mentality. And this was so hard for me because I come from trauma. I come from narcissistic abuse. I come from pain and suffering and oppression. I was raised in a single mom home with an undiagnosed autistic mom. My dad wasn't there. Like, those experiences affected my nervous system. They affected who I am and how I show up, and they are a part of my identity. And I can't deny that. I can't deny that. Say hey when you're hopping on. Let me know you're here. Let me know in the comments. I want to know, when you hear the term identity shift, what does that mean to you? I'd love to know what that means to you personally, and how you would describe it to somebody else. Like, what does identity shift mean to you? So for me, with letting go of victim mentality, And it's crazy how you can have a victim mentality, but you can still show up and do powerful things, but you'll just always self sabotage. Like, once you're in your power, you'll be like, oh, I gotta go back to my victim because your nervous system just gets so used to it. Have you guys ever looked up a picture of the nervous system? Oh my gosh. Okay, so my Aquarius self, I love science. And, like, we're all talking about the nervous system, and you know, we're all talking about regulation. And I'm like, what does this thing, the nervous system, look like? What does this look like? So I looked it up, and you guys, it's kind of creepy. Like, go look it up because it's a little bit scary. It is literally a compilation of nerves, formed like in a human form. So, like, the head, the arms, the spine, like, it's your nerves going off your spinal cord and your skeletal structure. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's why the nervous system is so sensitive, is because it's literally like water. It's just like stringed up, solidified water and tissue. And we can feel it buzzing. Like, I bet you guys feel your nervous system buzzing right now. Like, words affect your nervous system. How you speak affects your nervous system. What you do, what you watch, what you hear, like, all of that affects your nervous system. And it holds on. It literally holds on, right? That book, The Body Keeps the Score. And it seeps through. It doesn't just stay in the nervous system. It goes in our muscles. Catherine's talked about how it goes in our fascia. And it's like, we know all this. Like, I don't think the information is not out there. A lot of us have gotten the information about what is happening. And just because we know it doesn't mean we know how to apply it, or doesn't mean we don't have to do the work to apply it. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to personal growth and transformation, the only person who can change you is you. Things outside of you will change you. People will help you grow and become something else. But at the end of the day, it's your thought process inside yourself and your attitude towards life and your ability to actually see a different concept of how your life can be lived, and then taking the consistent emotional, mental, physical, spiritual action to create it. And I'm not here to tell you that that process is easy. I'm not here to tell you that this process will somehow go fast. I'm not here to tell you that you can even actually do it, because the truth is it is ultimately your choice. And obviously, if you're here listening to this video, obviously you can do it. But what I'm trying to say is, like, there is no guarantees. And it's scary to think like that. I don't like to think like that. And because I'm a woo woo manifest girl, I'm a part of that manifest shit squad, right? And I 100%, 1,000% believe you can manifest things. And I believe that manifestation is a process that takes time. And so when we talk about the Lionsgate portal, we have this collective identity that, like, okay, the stars are aligning, like, we're going to be so abundant. And really what's happening is the stars are aligning, and there's information coming from the Sirian and Lyran star galaxy to help us choose to be abundant. We're not exempt from doing the work. I was talking to somebody about the difference between um I was talking to somebody about why I don't really like the culture of manifestation teachers that talk about being delusional. Because being delusional to me has actually hurt me, and it's disappointed me. And so my delusions would usually be put on a relationship. Okay? And maybe you have this experience too. Like, I would be like so delusional that this person was going to be who I wanted them to be, and was going to be the partner that I wanted them to be. Even though they clearly had so many red flags and they clearly were not the person, but I was being delusional. Like, I can manifest it. I can manifest it. You can manifest for you. You can't manifest for other people. Other people have to manifest for themselves too. You know what I mean? Like if someone's nervous system and psyche and brain and emotions and internal human programming is set in a certain way that they're unaware of, your efforts can like create things in their life, but they will never fully manifest because that person has to choose it, you know? And I don't think that being delusional about your goals is actually the way. And I'm not saying you can't manifest from delusion. And people usually assume, like, oh, be delusional, like just pretend as if you already had it. But pretending as if you already had it can get you caught in fantasy, and it can get you caught in illusion, and it can get you caught with your rose colored glasses on looking at treasure thinking that it's trash. And it's actually, being delusional is actually a way to avoid the actual mental, emotional, physical work it takes to create something. I always think about growing a baby. It doesn't happen right off the bat. Like your baby stays inside you for 10 months, for 10 whole months, you know? I didn't just grow my business overnight. And if you're taking inspired action without the proper energetics, aka nervous system regulation, without the proper belief systems, without the proper emotional well-being, without the proper drive and willpower, without the proper heart space, your manifestations are going to delay or just not come true at all. It's both. It's not just taking inspired action, it's not just doing the energetic work, it's both. And that all takes time, and that all takes energy, and it all ultimately comes down to the one thing that you really have to align with in order for you to see yourself as this new version of you and actually be them, is you have to identify with the new you. You have to say, that is who I am. That's me. That is who I am. And so you're having this cognitive dissonance between every single past experience you've ever had in your entire life and this new awakened conscious self that's saying, be the good, be the light in the world, share your gifts. And this part of you is like, hold up. Life never worked for me that easy. I've always had to struggle and fight. I've always had to, have dysfunctional relationships. I've never had anything come easy. And that part of you is the part of you that's like, there's so many other people doing what I'm doing. I don't know what else is gonna be if I like, I don't know how to do this, or I don't know what else is gonna be out there, or whatever. Like whatever excuses, which, and I call them excuses because those do have truth. Like the excuses have truth. But the ultimate truth is at any moment, at any time, it can click. It can click. Your identity can shift at any moment, at any time. It can click, but you gotta surrender your attachments. Your nervous system is attached to a certain way of being. It's become familiar, and you have to call yourself out. I talk to myself in the mirror a lot to get out of my own head. Like I'll go look at myself in the mirror and be like, Olivia, like bada 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 ba. You know what I mean? Um, I will EFT tap until my heart until my heart doesn't want to anymore. I will what else will I do? I will meditate and take really deep breaths. Sometimes if the energy requires, I will scream in a pillow. You don't put it past me to scream in a pillow. I'm a fire moon. Sometimes my emotions are fiery and impatient and I want it now, right? It's okay. You can have goals and you can reach goals, and it can still take time to reach those goals. You know what I mean? Um, I think it's really important for us to be one foot in the woo and one foot in the reality of the situation, because we don't need to be delusional in order to manifest. We need to have faith. That's what people are saying. People are saying, oh, just be delusional, pretend as if it already happened. No, have faith that you can and that you will under any circumstance. Unconditional faith under any circumstance. You can and you will. Under any circumstance, you will show up, you will take the action, you will do the emotional work, you will do the mindset work, you will journal. And it's like, oh God, I know you are so tired of journaling. And I know you're so tired of pulling your cards. And I know you're so tired of checking your birth chart and being like, what's this? And getting energy work sessions done. But like, that's the thing though, is like, you're doing those things. But really, what you need to be doing is shifting your relationship inside yourself to yourself. That's identity. Identity is like, who am I? And so if your identity is still stuck in what other people say and what other people do, that is really important for you to face. You feel me? It's like we're being asked right now to cultivate a very strong inner belief system and a very strong voice. Hey, mom. You guys, my mom's here. Say hi to mom. Say hi to Grammy Cammy. So, I mean, and my mama taught me never to back down. Really. And my mama taught me to be an independent, strong woman. Truly, she has an ascendant in Aries. And that's why I'm speaking to this about identity right now, is because we do have Saturn and Neptune in Aries right now. And this Aries energy is really asking us to be disciplined in our beliefs about ourselves and to be disciplined in our self concept and what we say about ourselves verbally and mentally, and what we believe is true for us, you know? And a lot of it is rooted in our stories. There's so many stories. And when I talk about stories, I'm talking about actual experiences that happened in your life that you went through. And now it's a story, because the only moment we have is now. The only time we can choose is right now, in the moment. The only time we can create from anything is right now. So right now, that's a story. You feel me? Like, your past experiences are now your story. Your ancestors' experiences are now your story. And those stories get passed down through your nervous system, through the womb, through your mother, through the semen of your father as well. The stories get passed down. The unconscious stories, the things that your ancestors lived, they become alive in you. And that's why it's so important to do the energy work to release that psychic shit, because it's not the story that you want to live, and it's not the story that they want you to live anyway too. But you can only do that if you know you have a choice. But if you are really enmeshed and attached to the story, and you want to make it real so bad because it was so wrong and you don't understand why, it's really hard to shift your identity. You have to stop identifying with the stories. They can be there, they can still be a part of your experience, but they don't have to be who you really are. And that's what I'm saying to myself all the time. The goals and the dreams and the desires and the way I show up and how I serve and how I give value, that is who I truly am. I'm serving and providing from the core of my being. You know, and that best self that I envision with my sexy partner or whatever, like with my big home and like whatever is my story that I'm creating, I'm like, that's who I really am. That's what my ancestors really want for me. That's where I'm going. And I say that in my mind, and I visualize myself moving towards that in my mind. And through that work, I embody it, and I get help. I hire coaches. I hire people who are embodied in doing the things I want to be doing. You feel me? And it encourages me to be who I say I am inside myself, and to bring that part of myself out. And that does require me to face my feelings of inadequacy, my feelings of not enoughness. It requires me to face my guilt and my shame. It requires me to face myself, the stories that I have lived out, the experiences that have imprinted me and made me question who I really am. Because that God given gift, that God-given vision, that God-given dream, that thing you've known you were supposed to do since you were a kid, that is who you really are. That is who you really are. And that is where you have to move. And we all get stuck. I'm so passionate about helping people move forward because it is so beyond my life and even your life. Because the more empowered people on the planet we have, the better the planet will become. It is so important for us to empower each other right now. And it's so important, especially if you're in my realm, like in the healer coach realm, like it is so important to get into to the shift that's already happening for all of us. We're all being given that opportunity to shift our identities big time. Like we're being like this Lionsgate portal is like, okay, everything you've been saying you are, okay, here's the opening of the portal. Now you get to go be who you really are. And the becoming is the shifting in the nervous system, which is where, sitting with a coach, going to therapy, going to yoga, doing your work. Like, it's a 24/7 job, y'all. Manifestation is a 24/7 job. Like, I do not encourage people to be delusional about their manifestations. I encourage people to have unshakable faith that they can and that they will. Because then the power is inside of you. You being delusional is putting your power outside of yourself, thinking, okay, it's just going to happen because I'm delusional and I'm acting as if it already happened. No, you're having the faith that it will happen, that you can make it happen, and you're backing yourself every step of the way. You're every step of the way when the negative thought comes up that always blocks you. Every step of the way when the identity challenge comes up and is like, hey, you can't have that. That's not who you really are. You're not somebody who makes multiple four-figure sales in a day. You can't do that. And it gives you all the reasons why you can't do that. You can't make sales in your business. You're not a business owner and you've been in business for like 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, I know this because this is happening because we're all human and there's a side of the human self that challenges the truth. And it makes you question who you are. But the ultimate truth of who you are is the dream, is the goal, is the desire. And you have to have the faith and the courage and the bravery to step into that and to allow that to happen. And allowing that to happen is like a full surrender in the nervous system, a full surrender in the mind, a full surrender. Even if it still hasn't happened, you still see it in your mind's eye and you're still emotionally connected to it. And this is a part of shifting identity. Identity is so much more than just your concept of yourself. It is how you believe life happens for you through the regulation of channeling those emotional parts of you.